Hello everyone, and thanks for hanging out with me. It's time. Let's talk about what I like and do not like about this Volkswagen ID.3. Of course, this is my personal opinion. You may have a different one. And also, if I like something, it doesn't mean that it is something new or that other cars don't have it. Just something I like. I have the car now for 11 days, almost 3,200 kilometers. And let's just go through the list. What I like the most is how it drives. It's just amazing. The quietness, the suspension, the steering feel, how quiet it is in here, even at high speeds, how stable it is. It just feels really nice. The armrests, the seating position, that you're a bit higher up, how you get into the car, the whole thing that Tesla has too, that you just step on the brake and the car starts, you put it in drive and drive. There's no start-stop button that you need. There is a start-stop button, but you don't need it to drive. I also have the keyless entry, so I just get close to the car and it unlocks. And to unlock, you have to touch the door handle, and then it does that. I love that a lot. It's so much fun to drive this car, and I love it. There are three little things I don't like about driving. The most important one is the brake feel when you have to brake very strongly. It feels like I have to press too strong. So I'm pressing, and I think it should brake harder, but it doesn't. So I have to press harder. It's only when you really have to stop fast, and when it's an emergency, it works. No problem. I just feel like it should be more braking how I touch the brake. The regen could be stronger. It's an okay regen, but it's only half the regen when you just step off the accelerator pedal. When you then touch the brake, you get more regen. And then of course also with the DB here, with the gear selector, when you're driving and you have it in B and then you put it in reverse or something and then go back forward to drive, it remembers the B, but every time you start the car, it's in D, and then so you have to do it twice because I like to drive in B. Also the same thing with the lane assist, which is annoying. It has, I don't know, 4 or 5 star rating, safety, whatever, I don't know, I don't care. But for this to happen, it needs lane assist. So when you go over the lane, it will pull you back. And this is okay on the highway, on a big country road like here, but it's annoying when you're on a little country road and you go just a bit closer to the line. Then it's the steering wheel is vibrating, it's pulling you back, and it's almost dangerous. And so I turn it off every time. But there's no physical button to do that, and I would love it to have that button. What I have to do is go to assist. Wait, it's outside now, but assist, and then this button, then here's lane assist, and I have to do that every time I get into the car and drive. And another thing is unsmoothness when cruise control is on and you're driving faster. So when you have the cruise control at 100 on the highway and then you drive 130, so you accelerate over what the cruise control speed would be. And then if you're driving this 130 and you're in the middle of giving power or not, then it tries to brake to get back to the 100, and this is a bit of an unsmooth feeling, but you just have to turn off the cruise control and then it's fine. The space in here is great. I don't need that much space for the back seats, but there is space. Trunk space is enough for me. That it doesn't have a tow hook, I don't need it. A lot of people do. This is not your car if you need that. I just don't ever need it. The power of the 150 kilowatt motor is good. It feels great. In Eco, you have 3 drive modes: Eco, Comfort, Sport, and Individual, where you can have special settings. In Eco, the power is still great. The torque it fades in, so it's a really smooth feeling. In Comfort, it's already good, and in Sport, it just kicks in a bit more. But I did an acceleration test, and for Comfort and Sport, I didn't see any difference in acceleration from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour. But you have to know this is not Tesla power, but it is similar to the Korean, so to Hyundai Kona, to Kia e-Niro and Kia e-Soul. But rear-wheel drive, and would be interesting when it's wet or in the winter. The hardware, so what you have in the car, it's all fine. I don't need anything more. I'm okay with the materials. A lot of people are complaining about the plastic. I don't mind. And where you are touching stuff, so steering wheel, armrest, or on the door, that's soft material. I'm okay with it. The good thing with the white interior, with the white steering wheel, is that the door handle inside is also white and not black, so you don't have piano black here and see a lot of fingerprints. It's only here in the middle. What I would want is first that the seat belts could be height adjusted. That, like I said before, it would be an extra button to turn off the lane assist. And here in the middle would be nice, you have your USB-Cs under here where you can close. But if you're charging a phone that's in the phone holder, then you can close this. That would be nice if that would be possible. The build quality seems to be fine to me. I'm not an expert in this. The same with panel gaps or so. But again, I don't care that much about it. I don't see anything that looks wrong. But also in a Tesla, I've seen many Teslas and I've sat in them, and there was nothing I could complain about. So nothing to report here. The light is great. Even the normal low beam, the LED matrix lights that come with the First Edition Plus that I have, and it already looks amazing. It has cornering lights, so when you're driving and there's a corner, you can see the light moving towards the corner. And the auto high beam is just amazing, where it just has the high beams on the whole time and then just filters out cars that are in front of you or coming. It works really well and I use it a lot. The top speed is okay, 166 on a speedometer, which should be 162 or something GPS speed. It's enough for me. And the most important thing, even at the top speed, it's a very comfortable ride when it comes to noise and how the steering wheel feels. Yeah, it's great. The consumption of this car is a bit high, and I don't know if it's just because it's a higher car and so a taller car and not very sporty. If it's because of the seat position, it's 7 centimeters higher than, or taller, I don't know what to say, than a Golf, for example, and way higher than a Model 3 or something. And I don't know if it's just because of the wind resistance that it's a higher consumption, or it has with the motor, something with the motor too. It is higher, and yes, with the 58 kilowatt hour battery, I did my test at 90, it was around 450 kilometers of range, at 130 around 280. I'm okay with that. I rather have this seating position and how the car is and how to get in than have more efficiency. So for me, that's fine. The adaptive cruise control works really nice. I like it. Sadly, there is no normal cruise control where you can turn off the distance thing, because I notice you have the line where the car is and where where the next car in front of you is, and you can see it in the display. So and on the highway, when you drive higher speeds, even though the line is still far away from the car, it slows the car down, and I don't want that. So you have to keep a big difference, a big distance to the front car. And so on the German highway, I would prefer to have just a normal cruise control, but it doesn't have it. The battery, the heating and cooling of it works perfect so far. In the 3,000 kilometers, I charged, I don't know, 15, 16 times at Ionity, and under 33%, you always get the 100 kilowatt. It goes up to 103 kilowatt of charging, and then it slowly goes down. And you can watch my 1,000 kilometer drive video. It worked every time I plugged in, and it worked right away, no handshake problems. But I admit I only charged at home slowly, and then at Ionity I haven't charged anywhere else so far, but on different Ionity chargers. And so far everything works. You can hear the cooling, and I know that it's preheating if it needs to be heated to get the perfect speed. And also what's important, that you can see that the state of charge is very linear going down. There's no jumps, not at 15%, suddenly it's 12 or something. So that works really nice. What is a problem though is that, for example, at 10% you see the state of charge in your instrument cluster, and sometimes it's a different number in the instrument cluster than in the infotainment system. That's weird. And I have seen in the infotainment system that it leaves out a number. So it goes down at the same speed, but it goes from 32 suddenly to 30. You never see the 31. The climate control works really well. You have all of your settings, and you have also your smart climate where you can have special settings for that. Problem is for me that the same with music, when you charging or something, or just get out of the car for a second, every time you get out of the seat, music and climate turns off. And even if you're just out for 2 seconds, set back down, and then everything comes back on. I would like if it would just stay on until I lock the car. I would prefer that. What I like though is that there is a button when you turn off the car where it says stationary AC, and if you press the button, it keeps the AC running with just forever, I guess, because I was locking the car, going away, and I don't know, 45 minutes came back, it was still cooling the car. I like that. The preheating with the app also works. It takes a bit till it connects to the car to do that. It connects very fast to see state of charge or everything, but not for pre-cooling. It takes like 70 seconds or so. What it also sometimes does is that you have set your settings in the climate. You get out an hour later, come back, and the settings are totally different. So it doesn't stay at the number that you had before. So I don't know, to your feet and to the window at 19 degrees with AC, you come back and it's different settings. It's on auto and stuff. Don't like that. The sound system works really good. There are no real controls yet in the software, so you can do shuffle or repeat or see the album cover or something. This doesn't work yet. You have your rudimentary pause, play, and then next and forward. But the sound system sounds great. The Plus doesn't have speakers in the back doors, but I don't care. Nobody is driving with me in here. We have 2 dogs, and they don't need music in the back. But it sounds really well. The bass is really natural. It doesn't sound weird. Good volume. I was surprised. The voice control works okay. I tried it a bit. It works with climate. It works with navigation. It has a problem here in Germany that I have it set to English, but I'm saying German cities or streets. It's a bit confused by that. Something with driving, so drive mode or drive assist, you cannot control with voice control. But the climate works really well. The same with seat heating. That works. Let's go to the very bad thing in this car. It's the software. I know I bought this car as a first mover, so we knew that the car would miss some features, but Volkswagen didn't say you will get the car with a beta software, that it's not there where it should be. They just said that there will be 2 features missing, and that's it. But the software is still very buggy. I've seen a lot of Facebook posts of first movers with really weird bugs where they get real weird messages, or the screen doesn't work at all, the car doesn't move, or they can't get into the car, that it doesn't unlock with the key or something. I had only minor problems in the first weekend where it showed me phantom messages of errors in the infotainment screen, where it once said wipers malfunction, and I tried them and it worked, and then this was one time and it was gone, and then other error messages. But since that first weekend, nothing popped up yet. But you can see that in the software there's so much missing. I mean, the navigation Navigation works really nice. It's fast, it's snappy, you can go zoom in, zoom out. Good information, especially in the instrument cluster where you can zoom into. You have more views here in the instrument cluster. You can focus on the drive assist or focus on the navigation. It's really nice, but the map data is old, not a lot of chargers in there, and it doesn't show you chargers the way that you want it to. So you have to zoom in and know where the chargers are. It also not yet will show you, okay, you're going far away. How about charging here for this long, drive this speed and stuff? This is what we still need. So you have to plan yourself the whole route. This will come. I know as a first mover, I got 3-month lease for free. So I'm okay with stuff missing and not working properly. For me, it's okay, but some people have really big problems, and I'm sure for them it's not a nice experience. The screen overall is very nice. The gesture control works nice. Also the proximity sensor where you get close to it and then something else appears. It also shows here in navigation home or to work automatically without you having to do anything. And you can see it all the way. The brightness is all the time. The brightness is very well, and the buttons are not too small. So even while driving, you can fiddle around with it. It's a good screen. The trip meter has a few problems. Sometimes the average consumption is totally wrong. Right now, I didn't consume, my average consumption wasn't 17 watt-hours per kilometer on the way home here. Really not. Also, the trip meter kilometer is off at my 1,000-kilometer ride. It was off by 15 kilometers, so 1.5%. And to reset those trips, so you have since start, long term, or since charge, and since start and since charge do that by themselves, but you can still reset long term and since start yourself, but it's just a hassle to get there. You have to go to vehicle, interior, cockpit, and there it is. And sometimes it doesn't reset when you press that. The ID light in front is a good idea, and it works well. The navigation, it does the blue line, and also when you're charging, it shows you where your state of charge is. But for some reason, I would like it if it would just do that all the time when I'm charging. When I get out of a car, it stops. I also like the favorites. So when you pull down, you have favorites, and you can also change them. So when you press long somewhere, on the thing, then you can't do it while driving, but then you have a lot of stuff down here that you can put up to have, you only can have 4 in your favorites, and then you can choose which one you want. Good idea. And the last is the WeConnect ID app. Some people have problems connecting to the car or having a service at all, so they can get the car in the app. For me, it just worked fine right away, and I can connect to the car, and the connection to the car is really fast. Like I said, preconditioning takes a bit, but it works, and I can see state of charge, I can see the range, I can see how long it takes to charge to my charge limit, I can set the charge limit, and I can also set that it's reduced power for charging if you're charging AC. But that's it for now. There will be an update in a few weeks or month when I know even more, and when there will be updates. I mean, the update for this software should come hopefully soon, and then there's the big update in end of this year or beginning of next year. So thank you very much for watching. Have a great day and take care. Bye.